gravity, it keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye. I forgive the pain you gave to me so long ago. Sleepless nights I laid awake.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Alpha Nation, Alpha Family, what's up and what's going on, and happy Money Monday, my favorite day of the week. And what's even better, it's a brand new day and a brand new week and a brand new month full of what? Brand new opportunities. I'm excited to be back, guys. It was a long, boring weekend without the team. I stepped in Friday night looking at Profits Chat, and you guys were absolutely crushing it Friday, even without Josh inside the chat. So I tell you what, I'm going to leave early today. I'm going to leave about 9:30. I'm going to let you guys hold it down once again. I'm going to come back around 4 o'clock and just shout out members inside of Profits Chat. Does that sound good? I think that sounds great because you guys absolutely held it down. You guys absolutely crushed it here on Friday. So way to kill it, way to come in, make it happen, and way to end your month on a strong and profitable note. I hope you guys are fired up for today. I hope you guys are ready, because I'm ready. I'm back. I'm ready to attack this market this day with the best trading team in the world. Everybody inside the chat, you guys are the best. You make Alpha the best. I'm excited to be back, and I'm excited to make it happen. So once again, hit me with that big ol' good morning and happy money Monday, Alpha Nation, Alpha Family, and then YouTubers, what's up and what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Joey, the MVP, Angela, Jerry, Matt, Shane, Ed Nevis, the man, the myth, the legend, Darren. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Money Monday. Happy to be back. Happy to have you here. And we're going to dive into it. There's quite a bit to discuss. All right, team? We jumped on the mic right around 8:20 and talked about what we have going on in the market so far. Since then, we haven't really seen too much else liven up a bit, right? Not really too much things moving. The only thing that we see right now really starting to get some steam and get some action that we were not discussing here around 8:20 was TBLT. But before we dive into our top stocks of the day, I want to remind you guys every single morning, you guys need to take that step and get prepared on your own as well. We put together a comprehensive morning stock newsletter every single morning. We publish our preliminary morning stock newsletter at 8 a.m. The final morning stock newsletter gets published at 8:45 to get you guys prepared for the day. So you have multiple opportunities to dive into our morning stock newsletter, again, to get prepared for the day. Prior day gainers, every stock with news, market overview, my top stocks for the day, pre-market gappers, Reddit top mentions, market overview, largest short interest, the stocks that have the highest short float, economic calendar, For those of you looking at the SPY and the Qs, it's very important to understand what's going on in the economy, right? Is there a Fed meeting today? Is there CPI or PPI data? It's very important. Prior day top gainers, right? Because a lot of these stocks lately that are fresh in pre-market fade on off, and then traders go back to these prior day movers, and these are the best opportunities for the day. And then earnings for the week as well. So this is your opportunity to come in and get prepared for the day. So when we come inside a chat at 9 a.m. and I talk about the top stocks, you understand why these are the top stocks. And you may be like, hey, Josh, GETY is on the Morning Stock Newsletter. GETY has phenomenal news. GETY has a low float. Why are we not talking about it? Fantastic. Challenge me. That's what I want to see, guys. I want you to step up and challenge me. Say, hey, I think this is a good looking stock, and here's why. Let's review it as a team. Let's get prepared as a team, and let's attack the markets as a team, and let's lock in some profits as a team. All right, guys. So make sure you guys are always diving into the Morning Stock Newsletter to get prepared for the trading session, as preparation is everything, guys. Preparation is one of the keys to your success in the stock market. So we're going to talk about my top stocks in order, all the way down to some back burner stocks to get us prepared for today's trading session. Right now, we have a lot of these monkeypox related stocks moving again. So if you look at our up gapper list, what do we have gapping up? GOVX, VRAX, AEMD. What are those three stocks? Those are monkeypox related stocks. So right now we're starting to see a lot of these stocks moving once again that pertain to monkeypox. So right now we're going to classify those as like one grouping of stocks that if GOVX starts ripping and running, maybe we start to see VRAX rip and run. And if VRAX starts ripping and running, maybe we see SIGA and AEMD ripping and running in sympathy to one another. All right. So again, right now, GOVX is actually one of the top stocks we will be watching for today. This stock has been the most active and the most consistent here in pre-market so far. All right, guys. So GOVX, we know why it's moving. It's a low enough float stock, it can rip and run. I mean, shoot, the stock over the last week and a half has gone from under $1, hitting highs of $4.48 this morning. There's tons of potential, and there's still a lot of room to the upside. So where could we see GOVX go today? Well, we can see it go back up to these pre-market highs of $4.48. All right, and I've already done the due diligence and the legwork as far as where the stock could go based on our morning preparation, getting prepared, marking up these levels of support resistance, really breaking these stocks down and doing that due diligence. All right, so if we can break that 448 level, we have room to 459. If we can break 459, we have room to 490. And if we can break 490, I believe we could see $5, and that's going to be a very, very tough level of resistance here on GOVX, guys. So $5 would be like the main target today for GOVX. And if this thing ever shoots through $5 and continues to rip and run, then okay, we'll go ahead and look at that daily chart. We'll continue to get prepared to see how high this stock could go, right? So right now, GOVX has a lot of potential to the upside. It is one of these stocks that have been the most consistent here in pre-market. It's a prior day mover. It's moving on up in conjunction with other monkeypox related stocks. This one is actually leading. So this gets a majority of our focus compared to these other monkeypox related stocks. Where's support right now on GOVX? Well, we came down towards around this 390 level and bounced. So right now, I would say support is 390 to $4. All right, so that's going to be your current level, your nearest level of support here on GOVX between 390 and $4. We already know how high the stock could go. Now, what if we fall back below that 390 to $4 level here on GOVX? Well, we have room back down towards around this previous resistance level, right around 363 here on GOVX, but we do have some daily support right around 373. So I'd give yourself a little bit of a window. Give yourself about a 10-cent window of support here on GOVX. And I would do the same thing with resistance. Give yourself about a 10-cent window of resistance between 448 and that 459. Once again, we could see this as high as 490 and then $5. Is this a good time to be buying GOVX? I don't think so, guys. If you were already in down here at 390, fantastic. If you bought the break over those pre-market highs, fantastic. But to get in right here, right now, I don't trust it. There's not an opportunity. There's not a strategy. There's not a setup. There's not a good, high probability reason to be trading GOVX right here, right now. But it has a lot of potential. I want to keep it on watch. I want to get prepared. And when we see that high probability setup present itself, we are ready to attack and ready to lock in some profits, potentially here on GOVX. So at this point in time, GOVX definitely making its way on up to the top of our watch list. Number 2, we have TBLT. So what's going on with TBLT? Well, this stock already has some hype, number 1. Over 100% of its float is currently short. It is a Reddit top mention. It is a social media buzz hype stock. This stock has so much potential. My grandma called me the other day and said, hey, should I buy some TBLT? I said, Grandma, no. When you call me, it's too late. All right. So again, this stock went from like $250, hit highs of like $9 within a few days. They dropped an offering last week. The stock dumped on off, didn't do too much, but then Friday had a nice little green day before giving a lot back. So why is the stock moving? Well, we just talked about it. It's a social media hype stock. It's a Reddit top mention. It's a high short float stock, right? Over 100% of this stock's float is currently short at this point in time. So we could see a short squeeze. Now, we actually have another reason for the stock to be moving this morning as well. They have a press release. TBLT announced today that the company has started to sell 93 tough-built products on Amazon.it Italy and Amazon.de Germany. So they're announcing that the company started to sell 93 of their tough-built products on Amazon. So right now, that's another reason why we're starting to see some action and some volume return to TBLT. This is a number 2 stock. Right? This stock has tons of potential. We have some hype moving on in. We have some focus shifting back over to TBLT. Now, everybody in the trading community is going to be like, TBLT, short squeeze stock. Let's go. Let's see if there's great potential today with TBLT. And I think there is. Where is support at this point in time? Well, the best of the best support is all the way back down towards around 767. So that means we could fall another 75 cents to $1 to the downside on TBLT. And that's where the best level of support is, 767. Where's resistance at this point in time? Because who's to say the stock doesn't open on up and just break resistance, retest, and continue higher? That could happen. So right now at this point in time, resistance is $8.75. Okay, if we can break $8.75 here on TBLT, we can see this retesting that spiking high from July 22nd up towards around 938. And then anything over 938, guys, up towards around $10. Now, do you think we've seen short squeeze type of price action yet? I don't think we have. We've had some great movement, but I don't think this is that short squeeze type of movement. And why is that? Well, when you look at the daily chart, you have to try and get an idea in the most logical area that shorts would be entering a particular stock. And right now, I believe a lot of shorts would have had started a position at the crack of $10 or on the retest of $10. So I can see $10 being an area where there's some shorts currently in this. Over $10, those shorts are underwater. They feel the pressure. They may be forced to close their position. When they're forced to close a position, that creates buy orders along with everybody else buying the stock. That's when I think we could see that type of short squeeze price action that we've been waiting for. And then the next area that I believe we start to see that short squeeze price action would be $13.66. We had our gap down low. We cracked below that $13.66, retested, and then dropped. That's another key area that I believe shorts would have been entering this stock here on TBLT. So $10, we're going to keep it on watch. Let's see if we get that kind of price action. If so, we could see $13.66. Anything over that, there's more shorts underwater. They're feeling the pain. They're forced to cover. We could start to see that short squeeze price action that we've been waiting for. Now, what do I mean that we haven't really seen that type of short squeeze price action? We haven't really seen anything like this, have we? Look at HKD. Have we seen any kind of movement with TBLT like we've seen with HKD? No, we have not, right? This is that type of action, that type of short squeeze price action that really stands out, that really gets you excited when you see these stocks just absolutely rip to the upside. TBLT's had some great days behind it, but we haven't really seen that type of action yet to solidify, yep, that was a short squeeze. But I believe that could start to come on up if we break that 875, break over that 938, and start to see the stock above $10. That's where I think this thing can really start to open on up and take on off towards around 1366. Once again, bottom support at this point in time, one of the best levels of support here on TBLT is $7.67. TBLT, number 2 on the leaderboard and number 2 on our watch list for today. Now, the rest of these stocks are really just some back burners, right? So VRAX, little bit of a back burner at this point in time, guys, right? So VRAX is only going to really start squeezing if GOVX just starts ripping, right? So again, VRAX, we know why the stock would be moving. It's just a back burner at this point in time. Same thing with SIGA. SIGA could move today, but again, it's not doing a lot, but it's on watch just in case we start to see that hype and that attention return to a lot of these monkeypox related stocks. And the same thing applies to AEMD, right? Look at AEMD, compare it to GOVX. Which one looks the best? Which one has the best potential behind it? GOVX. So out of those 4 monkeypox related stocks, let's choose one right now to start our day. GOVX looks the best. We're prepared. We are ready to attack it. Everything else, SIGA, AEMD, and VRAX are currently on the back burner. Now, one other stock that's making its way from the back burner to a top stock for the day would be TNXP. Now, TNXP was something that we talked about last week. It was in our morning stock newsletter. We discussed it several times here on the live stream. Moving average squeeze formation. Breaking over that 180 level, the stock had room to 220. This stock on Friday broke our 180 level of resistance, came back and retested, shot on up to that 221st target level. That was a first target area to lock in profits. Good thing you locked in profits because then it dumped back below those entries. Now, could we see TNXP get another attempt behind that moving average squeeze today? Absolutely. And the one thing that's really standing out to me is we're back above $2 and we're back above that 50-day moving average of 185. So as long as we hold 185 at the lowest, ideally $2, we could actually still see this moving average squeeze formation play on out, guys. Right? So at this point in time, definitely want to be watching TNXP. This was a stock that was on high watch last week for a good day trade that could turn into a good swing trade opportunity for that moving average squeeze formation. So at the lowest we'd want to see this go would be 185 here on TNXP. Ideally, I would like to see if the stock could hold above $2. We have potential back up to Friday's spiking high of 224. Now, if we start to see this moving average squeeze play on out today, and it's a good day trade opportunity, where could we look to lock in some profits? Well, I think the next target here on TNXP, the most logical area to lock in some profits would be right around $2.43 on TNXP, and then $2.50. That's not a bad little return, right? 10, 15%. Maybe we move a little bit higher. And if we have a good day today with TNXP, and it's a strong day and it's closing strong, we may hold a little bit of our positions overnight for a possible swing trade to see if this can continue to rip and run tomorrow and the remainder of this week off this daily swing trade strategy. All right. So right now we could see this back up at 224, 243, and then 250. If we start breaking those levels, we'll dive back into that daily chart, continue to get prepared, continue to lock in profits, and then see towards the end of the day, are we going to hold some of our position overnight for a possible swing trade? Right now at this point in time, TNXP is going to be number 3 for today. Now, everything else I list off, they're back burners. All right, so if these stocks start ripping on up out of the gate, we'll go ahead and get you guys prepared. We'll break them down. We'll identify, is there a great opportunity? If so, we'll take those trades, all right? But right now, I don't want to overwhelm everybody with 10 stocks and 10 different opportunities, and you guys are all over the place like, oh, where's the bet? Focus on GOVX. Focus on TBLT out of the gate. Focus on TNXP. TNXP works great for small accounts. GOVX works great for small accounts. TBLT works great for small accounts as well. And if not, this is a good medium to larger account stock that could definitely rip and run today and make some big moves. So right now, we're going to just burn through these back burners. And at any point in time today, we start to see opportunity, I will take a moment, get you guys prepared, see if we have the opportunity, and make it happen. So VRAX, back burner at this point in time, it has potential. SIGA, back burner, but it also has potential. MGAM, I'm a little 50-50 with this. Do I want to have it as a top stock, or do I want to have this as a back burner for today? So right now, since I'm 50-50, it's going to be a back burner. I want to keep this one on watch above this trend line, guys. So connect a trend line from these Friday lows here, and then it extends on out into post-market and pre-market beautifully. So if I had to give MGAM a classification, I would say it's going to be our number one back burner sleeper play for the day, right? So we're going to take MGAM and make it our number one back burner stock and label it our sleeper play. It's not really doing a lot right now. Doesn't have a lot of focus here in pre-market, but this was a stock that made some moves Friday into pre-market. This stock could break $20 today and start to run up towards around 25, assuming we hold this trend line. I do like it right now, number one back burner for today, and it's our number one back burner sleeper play. Want to keep it on watch above $15 as well as the trend line. We hold those two levels, we could absolutely come back up towards around these pre-market highs right here around $18.19, $19.69, and then $20. Anything over $20, we could see $25 today here on MGAM. And yes, again, my number one back burner sleeper play for today. And you guys know my sleeper plays usually rip and run. They usually take on off. No one catches them, but they always work out fantastically, right? OMER was a sleeper play last week. Go check that one out. EVTL was a back burner sleeper play. Go check that one out. They all ripped. May not happen today, but we have great potential, right? CYAD, back burner. GETY, one of Friday's top gainers, back burner. PGY, one of the last 2 weeks' top gainers, back burner. The only reason we would see PGY take on off is if GOVX does nothing. TBLT and TNXP do nothing. Maybe we see some of that activity shift and these traders shift on over to PGY. Who knows? Maybe we start to see some action. PGY should still be on watch because this stock's notorious to make just some pretty random midday moves and really take on off. PGY's on watch, but it's a back burner at this point in time. And then HKD, that supernova short squeeze stock that went from $12 to almost $500. Definitely on watch, but at this point in time, a back burner because it's due to dump. This stock is due for a massive red candle, a massive dump, and a massive sell-off. It's very, very risky as well. One of the riskiest stocks that I've seen in quite some time. So understand that if you're getting involved with HKD, just position yourself correctly. I wouldn't leverage this stock whatsoever. I would really reduce the amount of capital that you're throwing into this play. Doesn't take a lot to make some serious cash, but do not overextend yourself. Do not use margin. Do not 4-to-1 this because you could potentially just blow your account up, go in the debt. It's very risky. Be smart. HKD, maybe it has potential, but it's a back burner at this point in time, guys. So if you're just now joining on in, it's 919, top 3 stocks. GOVX, TBLT, TNXP. My number one back burner sleeper play for today, MGAM team, right? What do we got going on with the SPY and the Qs? Well, futures were red last night by about 0.5%. We started to see a slight grind on back up here, trying to close the gap, trying to get flat here in futures, but now we're starting to roll on back over. So right now, the SPY just cracked a pretty important level, right? Getting prepared for you guys, doing that due diligence. We had 409.51 support. We actually just cracked below that 409.51 support. So with that being said, if 409.51 continues to hold this stock down as intraday resistance, you would like to short this stock off 409.51 for the next leg down to 408. That's going to be one of your first targets to the short side. And then 406.79, right? Now, if the SPY ever falls below 406.79, I'm not saying it's going to all happen today, but it's the most logical area to see the SPY come back down to is 402.83 here on the SPY. So again, don't count on that all at once. Now, don't get me wrong, it could make that, 7-point move in a day. We've seen 10 to 15 points in a day on the SPY. So 7 points is not a lot. But again, don't bank on that, right? Do not get greedy and just wait for that to happen and it not happen. Be smart, lock in profits at important levels. So right now, below 409.51 resistance, you're looking to short this stock down to 408, 406.79. Maybe look at some of Thursday's levels to lock in profits, like some of these Thursday's lows right around the 405.50s, some of these highs around 404.44, some of these lows around 403.66, etc., right? Lock in profits off of some of these highs and lows from Thursday's trading session, but your main target would be that 402.83. Now, that's your short plan, right? And right now, it looks to be a good little short, but we know how the market can move. The market's notorious for dumping on off, opening, and just screaming to the upside. So if we do indeed see the SPY get back above that 409.51 area, you wouldn't want to play this long to 410.56, back up towards around these pre-market highs, right around 412, and then a possible retest of Friday's spiking high of 413. Now, most of the time we come in and say, you know what? We're 80% confident we're going to have a green day. We're 80% confident we're going to have a red day. We're 80% confident that we're going to make this type of move right when the market opens, right? We have an edge on the SPY. We have an edge on the Qs. We can see high probability opportunities in pre-market to start our day. But there's still that 20% of the time you come in, you get prepared, you do your due diligence, and you just can't seem to get an edge and identify a high probability opportunity this early in the day. And that's what I'm dealing with right now at this point in time, is I cannot seem to really get that confidence up. And I haven't been able to identify that high probability opportunity on the SPY to where I'm like, we're all in right out of the gates off this level. I think there may be some chop out of the gate. It may be a little noisy and a little messy. We may have to take a step back and wait 5, 10, 15 minutes and really wait for the SPY to calm down and get a sense of direction and wait for that high probability opportunity to present itself. Today's one of those days that I'm just not able to get a clear edge on the SPY. And Corey inside of chat says, glad I'm not the only one struggling with the SPY this morning. We can't expect to come in and just nail it every single day. It feels good when we come in and we're like, guys, if this happens, we're all into the short side. Boom, target hit, target hit, target hit. It seems like it's just easy money, right? When we see those high probability setups and it's like, my goodness, I know exactly where it's going, and you have that confidence, attack it. That's when we have traders locking in thousands of dollars within the first 30 minutes of the day. But today's one of those days. You're kind of like still 50-50. You're like, is it going to be a green day? Is it going to be a red day? You kind of think it'd be a red day because it's so darn overextended, right? But again, the market doesn't necessarily have to pull back. It could just sit sideways and go on its next leg up this week to 415. So I think it's best to sit back, relax, and just chill out of the gate. 5 minutes, guys, 10, 15 minutes. Sit back and just wait for the SPY to kind of do its thing, right? Try to get a sense of direction. And once we have a better idea and we identify that opportunity, that's when we'll attack it. We're already one step ahead. We are already prepared. We have the best of the best levels marked up. We know where resistance is. We know where support is. But as far as a trade right out of the gates, I don't see anything that really stands out. But again, we're definitely watching the SPY of the day. Same thing with the Qs. Having a hard time getting an edge on the Qs, but there is potential. So let's go ahead and list off these levels, guys, all right? So resistance on the Qs is 314.36, right? You can see that from Friday's double top before that big move down. There was a good amount of resistance right around that 314.36. Now, if the Qs can break and hold above that 314.36 area, I do believe we can see a push back up to these pre-market highs of, say, 315.72, and then possibly retesting Friday's highs of 316.39. That's still potentially 2 points to the upside on contracts that expire today. Those would be some great returns, guys. I know it's only 2 points. You guys want 10, but on daily expiration contracts, 2 points is 2 points. You can make some serious cash on those contracts. So again, look at the bigger picture. There's money to be made even on small movements with the SPY and the Qs. All right, so that's resistance right now at this point in time. 314.36. Breaking over that level, you could play calls back up to 315.72 and then 316.39. Right now, support's 313. So imagine we get a crack below 313. What do you want to see? A retest of 313 as resistance. If we ever crack support at 313, come back up and retest it as resistance. You could play puts for a nice drop down towards around 311 and then 310 here on the Qs. Same thing, not very clear this morning. Having a hard time really getting an edge for an out-of-the-gate trade. But we're prepared. We've done our due diligence. We know exactly the levels and the best of the best levels to see the Qs bounce off of or crack below, retest, and then just waiting for those opportunities to present themselves, guys. So again, we'll be watching the SPY and the Qs out of the gates. And again, just be patient, right? If you're having a hard time getting an edge, it's okay. Take a step back, wait for that noise to kind of just get away, wait for these stocks to calm down a little bit, get a sense of direction, and then once we see an opportunity form at or near one of these key levels of support or resistance, we know we're ready to attack it and ready to make it happen, right? Walmart's on watch today, guys. Okay, Walmart for a gap fill rejection, right? Walmart, big move up over the last 4 days. Decreased volume. Just filled the daily gap. Okay, so you could have played this long to fill the daily gap. The gap fill strategy is that. Fills the gap, you take your profits. Why do you do that? Because 80% of the time, it gets rejected off the gap fill level. It can't move higher, and it starts to pull back. So what we're looking for today on Walmart is this stock to not get back above 132. Get rejected off that gap fill, and then start to drop on back down towards around 130.73. So you have a gap fill rejection for the possible short today here on Walmart. Definitely one of my top option plays for today. And then lastly, Micron looking beautiful, guys. Micron looking good. What kind of formation do we have here on the daily chart with Micron? Ticker MU. We have a beautiful moving average squeeze formation. And what we're seeing right now with Micron is we're already starting to break over that resistance level here in pre-market of $62.44. So if we can squeeze above and break above and stay above today, 62.44, and this stock has room to 63.69. Cheap option contracts. They move, they're rewarding. Micron is a great stock to trade options on. All right, spreads are nice and tight, low IVs, they're affordable. Beautiful stuff. Moving average squeeze formation here on MU. We're looking for a nice squeeze above 62.44. See the stock stay above 62.44, and we have some great potential to 63.69, and then possibly up towards around 60, just call it $65 there on MU. So MU is my number 2 options play for the day for calls to 63.69 and then 64.85. Right? So good opportunity today, guys. We have almost less than 10 seconds to go. There we go. Less than 10 seconds to go. So right now at this point in time, we are all set, ready to rock and roll. We are prepared. We've done that due diligence. We know exactly what we're looking for, and we know exactly what we're looking at right out of the gate, guys. So our top 3 stocks, once again, out of the gate, GOVX, TBLT, and TNXP. P, guys. Let's have some fun. Let's make it happen. Welcome back, Money Monday. We're going to have an awesome day in the market scene. We're going to make it happen. And let's start off the month of August on a strong and profitable note, guys. Let's do it. I'm excited to work with each and every one of you. I may take a stab on MGAM off that trend line. That was the back burner sleeper play on MGAM. Literally a stop would be right below that trend line there. So buy 50 failed. Oh, so that's weird. I didn't even get a fill there. I tried to pull the trigger on MGAM. Add lot order limit 504. Never seen that. Well, I just missed my entry on MGAM. It's okay. I'm not going to chase it here. I tried to pull the trigger right there around 1650. Order rejected. Add lot order limit except by... Okay, not sure what that is, but it's okay. Not sure why the order was rejected there. One little pullback before getting the next leg up over on MGAM. Now, that was just off the trend line. We have room back up towards around $20 here on MGAM. So everything happens for a reason. But right now, you got TBLT ripping on up. You got TNXP ripping on up. I like both of them, guys. I like both of them. TBLT and TNXP. I definitely like both of these stocks. I think there's a lot of great potential with both. Let's see if TBLT is going to squeeze over this 875. If it does, this thing could really start to take on off. And TNXP is looking pretty good as well. So again, GOVX has support back down at 373. I probably won't touch it until we see that support level hit, unless we see something else. MGAM, right off that trend line, guys. I tried pulling the trigger. If you guys grabbed it, congrats. It's up over $1 from that entry. For some reason, it got rejected on my end, which is a bit unfortunate. It's a bit sad because the stock is now breaking $18, and that's exactly what we were expecting. That was our back burner sleeper play. MGAM, this stock from around 1650 just hit highs of $18, up over $1.50 already. If you guys grab that, I'm jealous. I'm super jealous. But it's okay, because it's only 9:34 in the market, baby. We got plenty of time. So there was your quick retest of 409.51 team on the SPY. There was your retest out of the gate. Straight on up, 409.51 retest. 408 is your next support level. Right now, see what the Qs are doing. The Qs just dropped below that 313 level. Here's your possible retest of your 313 level, guys. So just keep it on watch. If you like these cracks and retests, you may have something here on the Qs, right around that 313 level. Waiting for TBLT to pull on back here. Here comes GOVX, 373. And again, give yourself a 10-cent window, guys, between 363 and 373 on GOVX. Man, MGAM looking good. I'm excited for you guys. I'm a little over here like, man, I should have just jumped in at 17 bucks. No, I'm kidding. Boom, GOVX, 373 right at support. So let's see what we do around the support level, guys, here on GOVX. If you guys have been doing good with breakouts lately, right? You guys know me, I'm not a big breakout trader, but if you guys have been doing good with breakouts lately, reading the breakout, looking for the volume, waiting for the stock to really validate the breakout, you got TBLT for an 875 break, guys. Okay, that's not a me trade. I don't trade breakouts, but breaking 875, I would not be surprised if you start to see TBLT rip on up to $9.38 and then $10. And MGAM is approaching your first target of $20. You want to be scaling out here, guys. You see how we came down to the penny off that trend line on the first candle? Where I tried jumping in. And right here, team, you want to be scaling out. It's very overextended to the upside. You want to go ahead and lock in some profits here between this $19 and $20 level. And I do want to show you guys, for those of you that are like, right, you tried to get in. I really did, right? I tried to get in here, and I just got rejected. I'm not sure why. See, send, reject, send, reject. So, always like to be transparent with you guys. You're in the mid-19s now. It's never a bad idea to lock in some profits there on MGAM, team. Definitely not a bad idea. You're starting to lose a little bit of volume along this leg up. I would definitely start scaling out here. You see how you're starting to decrease on the volume over the last couple of candles? Not really a good sign. You definitely want to see the volume increase along the leg up. Plus, the stock just went from 1750 to 1950 in like 3 candles, right? So definitely start locking in some profits. The stock can go from $16 to $19.50 in the first 7 minutes. Imagine what it can do in the next 7 minutes. Do not give all your profits back. Nice little bounce. 373 GOVX. Very nice stuff. Bounce off support on GOVX for another scalp. Hit my goal. 50 bucks for the day. Wow, Johnny. Dude, I love it. Nailing those dip buys lately, Johnny. Johnny's coming in nailing them dip buys. Don't you love a good dip buy, Johnny? I love a good dip buy. 373. Nice bounce. 25 cents. Low risk. Nice reward. Congratulations on that, Johnny. Well done, sir. Well done. Like I said, if you guys like those high day breakouts, you got a great opportunity on TBLT. 875 up to 938 and then 10 bucks. MGAM just hit your target of 20, guys. MGAM just hit your $20 target. Yep, Walmart, we are not touching this stock because we want to see it get rejected off 132, right? So we're not getting rejected here at 132. We're actually squeezing above it. So right now at this point in time, we need to see something happen. And what do we need to see happen on Walmart before we get that short for a possible gap fill rejection? Well, we would want to see a little something like this, right? It squeezes on up. If it ever comes back down and bounces and it fails, and comes back and retests that 132 as resistance, boom. There's your short entry, SE. That's your short entry. If it ever cracks back below that 132 and then retests, boom. You get that short entry for the nice gap fill rejection when looking at the daily chart. So right now, you do not have a confirmed entry on Walmart. Micron, that was a tough one. I'm not going to lie. Micron was very tough. Out of the gate, pretty messy, pretty choppy. If you get close to 62.44, I think Micron's still a fantastic trade. Look at that daily chart. It's exceptional. It's beautiful. So right now, guys, it has room to 63.69 and then up towards around 64.85 there on Micron. So right now, I still think the number one is TBLT at this point in time. MJM, beautiful. If you guys grabbed the GOVX dip buy, beautiful. But I think the next best opportunity is right here with TBLT, guys. So if you're going to be buying TBLT, I mean, again, I'm not going to show my bias against high day breakouts, right? It's completely up to you. Build your plans, get prepared. If you like breakouts, you know what to look for, and you've been doing it consistently in this market, right? So again, only if you like breakouts, only if you find consistency with it. If you're looking to get from 875 entries, for example, if you're nailing that break up towards around 938, you're looking at about 64 cents of reward. So you can only lose 32 cents to make this a good deal. That's tight, guys. 30 cents of risk is pretty tight here on the stock. Don't you guys think? I think that's pretty tight. If you went 1-to-1 on your first target, that's 62 cents of risk. I think that's perfect. That's going to put you down towards low a day. Now, can you make 120 on your second target? You can. So it's not a bad plan. If you took that trade at 875 entry at 938, it's about 60 cents of return. Your stop would be 60 cents. That's a 1-to-1 trade plan. However, your second target gives you potential to make this a 2-to-1, which outweighs the risk on your stop loss on a stock like TBLT that has great potential. So again, just trying to break this down, give you some creative ways to build plans based on your first and second target, where stops should go to give it some breathing room. TBLT is a great stock. 100+% of the float's currently short. They had a press release today. And again, we know that 875 rule. When 875 breaks on strong volume, and it's a strong breakout, they could really rip and run, but only trade the breakout if you've traded breakouts before. It definitely looks like it, Johnny. Yep. Came on up, 215, back down, back on up, 215, back on down. Right now, TNXP doesn't look all that great. It has room down to 185. Remember, 185 is our 50 SMA. As long as it holds 185, there is still potential with TNXP. I don't like GOVX here. I think GOVX is coming down to 340 next, guys. I mean, it could still come down to the 362 area, right? Could still come down to like 362 and bounce, but that massive drop with that lower high, I don't know. If you start to crack that 373, I definitely see potential for it to fade back down to like 340. That's the best logical area, right? That's the spiking high from May 24th, and that's Friday's spiking high as well. So that's the most logical area to see GOVX come down to, is around 340. If we crack below 373. Remember, 373 is still a pretty strong, very valid level of support here for GOVX. So we already got some members inside the chat crushing it. Congratulations. If you guys are just now joining, we had a nice dip buy there. Nice little bounce off support, 373. Some members inside the chat crushed that. If you guys just took your TBLT position, you guys were probably getting in right around 875. I would actually readjust my plan now. And here's why. It was a strong breakout, right? If you would have gotten it at 875 and it would have dumped, that's where you need to have a proper plan. If this comes back below like 870, is that really an 875 break? Not really. The stock already broke 875 on strong volume. You really don't want to see it coming back down below that 875 level. You want to see it hold above. If it were me and it started to dump back below 875, 870, I'd probably get out and wait for the next best entry and pretty much break even. But if you have a plan in place, stick to your plan. It just broke 875. You want to start to see it take on off to 938 and then $10. And then MGAM was our back burner sleeper play from around this trend line at $16, and we had a target of $20. So good job. YouTubers, enjoy the rest of your day, right? Enjoy the rest of your day over on YouTube. Again, you guys got some nice opportunities in the market. Maybe you guys got some quick wins. You had MGAM. Exceptional, right? We didn't say anything on TNXP just yet. We talked about the 875 break here on TBLT. That trade's still in progress. You had your nice 373 bounce there on GOVX. Overall, guys, really solid day so far. Really solid start to the day. We're only 16 minutes in, and we already have some great trades out of the gate, some great profits inside of Profits Chat. Way to crush it. Way to make it happen. Again, YouTubers, enjoy the rest of your Money Monday. Happy, safe trading, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning. What time? 9 a.m. as we do it again. If you guys do want to join the team, you know where to find us, AlphaDayTrading.com. Join the team. Continue to work with us all day, every day, just not 30 minutes in the morning. Again, you know where to find us, AlphaDayTrading.com. Happy, safe trading. Enjoy your Money Monday. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning, guys. All right, team. We're all set. We've been all set, right? We've been set. Or even more set now, right? It's time to really get those home run trades. Right? We gotta step off the gas pedal a little bit on YouTube. We can't give them all the golden nuggets. We got to keep the golden nuggets for you guys inside of chat. So I'm going to talk to you guys about a few stocks that I haven't really talked about just yet that I think could be the next big time movers. Again, I love to make sure you guys are getting those golden nuggets here inside of chat, right? So golden nugget number one is going to be